So, y'all see the title, and this Marvel Rivals rant has been a long time in the making. Now, disclaimer, I am a casual Marvel Rivals player. I'm actually not very good at shooters, admittedly, but I have gotten to platinum. I don't know if that matters because I mean, a lot of gaming communities, if you're not in the top 100 or the top 1,000, then you're pretty much trash, garbage, and you're not really playing the game, and you don't have an opinion. So I get that. I get that. Fighting games are very similar, except I am consistently high ranked in fighting games, namely Street Fighter. So I kind of approached learning the characters that I know and applying like different matchup knowledges, basically running my head into the wall repeatedly until I found heroes that worked for me. I approached it like a fighting game. This hero's weak against this hero or struggles against these kind of heroes. I'm gonna learn this hero to counter it, and just branched out. I know probably a good four characters in each role, except in support, I know five, and DPS, I know three or four, depending on the day, because I really don't play DPS. But that's my disclaimer. I'm not a super serious player. In fact, I play maybe an hour or two a session, or until I lose three times in a row, then I just get off. I don't care who I'm playing with. If we lose three times in a row, which I usually solo queue, I'm done. I'm done for the day. I'm gonna move on. I do have two tags on Xbox and PS5. I mainly play on the PS5 one though, but they're both wired. So take that as you will. I think I got them both to platinum, so I probably could have placed higher. But past all that, that's pretty much a little bit of background for me. Um, if you want to know, I have Lords in Cloak and Dagger. She was my first, and then in Viz, and then Loki, and now Gambit. He was my last one. I'm trying to get Mantis up there as well eventually, but that's far in the future. For tanks, I don't have any Lords, but I play Emma, I play Strange, I play Magneto, and I play Captain America. All of them are pretty much Centaurian, except Strange is like level 14 and Emma's level 12. But ironically, I do the best with Emma. That's what people tell me that actually see me use all my tanks or whatever. I'm decent with all of them, but that's just what it is. For DPS, I have Lords and Star-Lord and Iron Man. I have a pocket Scarlet Witch for Spider-Man and Black Panthers. Those fast diving characters. She's pretty decent going against them. So I have her in my pocket. And plus, she was one of the first people I actually picked up alongside Cloak and Dagger when I didn't really know the game all that well. So I just kept her because I know her. And then who else? Punisher. I'm pretty good with Punisher. I just pretend like it's Call of Duty. Newsflash, I wasn't very good at Call of Duty. Just like the same mind state, just mowing everything down. Usually I do pretty good with them. And, I play a little bit of Psylocke here and there, but that's pretty much it for DPS. I wanted to learn magic, but, oh, my bad. I just picked up Blade. He fits my playstyle perfectly. I know people said he's bad, but I like him. Now, y'all know what kind of player I am. Fighting game player, first, hero, shooter. And this is basically just me, an open rant about the game. I might be a little vulgar, so get your popcorn, get your fried chicken, all that. Hey, if you're in the gaming community, shout out to Gamer2323 or aka Brother Jeremy. Now, onward to the rant. And what I want to speak on first and foremost is I really do believe that the community is garbage across the board. On Reddit, they're garbage. In game, they're definitely garbage. On Reddit, you have very pretentious people that are all celestial. Everybody on Reddit, the thousands of users, they're all celestial. All of them are celestial. They got lords on pretty much all of like the main tanks, the top tier DPS, and all of the main supports, and they're perfect. They can carry teams. They can start a fresh tag right now. and they can land in bronze 3 on their new tag, and then by the end of the week they're already in celestial. And I'm not saying that's impossible, but that's how everybody carries it. You can't really complain. You can't rant even in the rival rant or whatever, the subreddit for that. Depending on the rant, some people, if it's like the general consensus of, you ranting about a character that you don't like or matchmaking or here and there, but let you go in there ranting about Scarlet Witch. And be honest with you, Scarlet Witch, she's very easy to deal with once like, because I play her, so I know how to deal with her. Every once in a while, she does kill me because a good Scarlet Witch will still get you, but overall, like, she's not cheap. So, but I understand like the lower rank people. I'm saying that like I ain't lower rank because I got knocked down to bronze just the other day. I'm in silver right now. I got to climb all the way back up all the way back up. But that's besides the point. A lot of people, because, and I know from experience, a lot of people that first start getting into the game are in the bronze and silver, even some gold, because she still strives in gold, in my opinion. But the second they start taking damage, they kind of panic. They're not really aiming straight. They don't keep a steady aim. So that's why she comes off stronger than she is. But if you actually aim for her and actually keep your composure, a lot of people's, especially other like hit scan DPS, even like melee ones, like if you keep your composure, you can pretty much one shot her. Certain characters can one shot her or two tap her. So when you pretty much berate lower ranked people, because that's exactly what they be doing. Like people be like, oh, this is a skill issue. Of course it is. But let them get their shit off, because sometimes you really have to just vent. We've all been there, before we figure something out or a character out or mechanic, whatever. We all vented. So just the fact that you're not allowing people to vent is just wild to me. So that's one aspect of the community's garbage. And of course, all the elites, like I said, like everybody has like this elite attitude. This even goes in game. Like, for instance, certain people, if they're performing good on the scoreboard, even if they're not really playing objective, every time that they, get clapped, they're way away from the objective or whatever, or like they literally waste their art by themselves, as a support. But because the scoreboard said that they're doing good, they get all snobby about it if you say anything about their play. Now, this is the thing. I understand that the scoreboard, your kills, your deaths, how much damage you blocked, how much damage you dealt, how much healing that you gave out, your final hits. I understand a lot of that is important, but it's not the end all be all, because I be seeing so many Jeffs that they really don't be healing the team like that. They be like heal botting one tank or two tanks or just the tanks and going after kills pretty much. And they be having MVP or having like so much on the scoreboard that even if you tell them, hey man, like I'm solo healing, oh well, I'm doing good, look at how much points I have, and it's just, the community is garbage, man. Like people don't realize it's a lot that goes into winning these games. You're on a team. It's not just you. It's not like you are the star player and everybody has to play around you, and if they don't, then everybody lose. Nah, you have to play around your entire team. And that's exactly why the community is garbage, because I'll be honest with you. The reason why I tapped out on platinum on Xbox and PS5 is simply because the teammates in solo queue were just so unbearable. By the time I grind all the way through silver, because most of the time they knock me back down to silver, and then by the time I get through gold, I'm just really over the shenanigans. It's like you can't even give pointers respectfully. Like you could have a DPS or anybody just dying a lot, like they're literally in spawn more than they're actually in the team fight. And you could kindly ask, can you switch please? Or you could be like, do you want to play support? Do you want to tank? Stuff like that. And they'll either flat out ignore you, or they'll get mad and throw, or they'll berate you on the mic or in the text chat. And it's just crazy because eventually that kind of energy rubs off on you, because you could be always putting your best foot forward, always trying to, after you ask somebody something, you could put please afterwards. That way you don't just seem like you're just ordering them and you still get, their ass to kiss. After a while, if that happens consistently, especially in one session, you start to become an asshole and it just trickles down. And that's exactly why the community is garbage, because it's like this aura that just wipes out all kindness. And like the game is way too much fun for that. I'm not even saying I always gotta win every single match, but we all know the games that aren't fun, the games where you're trapped in spawn or the other team is trapped in spawn, and you're pretty much nothing's moving at all. Like you're pretty much just locked down. The matches that are fun are obviously the ones that you win and are close, or the ones that you lose and are close. I don't really be mad if I lose a really close match. Say like we both clear the stage, both teams clear the stage, and then we get up in overtime. It can go either way. Either way, like literally we neck and neck, and then my team loses or they lose. But literally we're like the meter is right there, to the point where it could have went either way. Like if that person missed that shot, or if that person they hit their support off, or if that person, wasn't crafty enough to get to the point and sneak somebody, for the win, or whatever the case may be. Those matches be so hype. But the problem is that those matches be so few, far in between. And the reason why is because, and I cannot reiterate this enough,
Come on, man, what the fuck is you doing, cuz?
this is a team game, not a solo shooter. You are on a team. You are one of six. You are not, your character is not 2 of 6, 3 of 6, 4 of 6, 5 of 6, 6 of 6, and then you got extras. No, you are one, and you have a role. I don't understand why people just don't get that. Like you get people running all by themselves all the time. They die, hit the spawn, and then they see nobody else is out there. Everybody else is respawning. They beeline it over there. Even if people are already out there, they see, halfway there that everybody just gets clapped. They still run out there. They still run out there and get shredded by like 4, 5, 6 of the opposite team. And then staggers happen, and it's just like it's because everybody thinks that there's some kind of esports game or something, or they just overestimate how good they are. Because I'm gonna be real with you, I cannot solo a team by myself. Yeah, I've had moments where I've gotten quads, where I popped up a art with cloak, and then I ended up, offing maybe 3 or 4 people, getting a triple or a quad. But it's not every single match that I do that. I just gotta be real, and a lot of it's because I'm not a selfish person.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
For instance, I can play all 3 roles at this point at a very competent level. I've gotten MVP across all my roles, across majority of my characters. Like I've gotten MVP with all of them. So since I feel, a lot of the time when I play the game, I feel like I pick last, or I'll lock in. Like if I'm trying to get a character to Lord, or I'm trying to practice that character, then I'll lock in a character and then, let the cards fall where they lay. But majority of the time when I play this game, a cool 85% of the time I'm feeling. I'm trying to get the comp to, 222. Or if there's like a really good tank, like I'm talking about a tank that can solo, I'll experiment with a third DPS. I might start off with a tank, but then like for instance, if the other team is running nothing but brawl, and I can see that they ain't really got hit scans, or I just want to test to see if that Luna can actually hit my Iron Man out the sky consistently. I want to see if they can do that because I know how to cover, seek cover and all that, and not be out in the open like a lot of Iron Mans. If I want to test that, then I'll swap from a tank to a DPS. And when I say to a DPS, like I'm talking about like Iron Man to counter brawl, or if I see that they're running Dino and the Dino is actually pretty decent despite his nerfs, then I'll switch to Punisher or Star Lord. And I'm not saying like, and it's a thing too because I know I'm a part of the team. If I'm the solo tank, I won't do that. If I'm the solo tank and we have 3 DPS and we have 2 support, then I won't switch to Iron Man or nothing. I'll just do my best. I'll pick, the best tank that I can to handle that situation. But I prefer not the solo tank because, to be real with you, it's so frustrating to do so. Tanks are just not appreciative in this meta. They're very good. I feel like majority. I'm not here talking about the tanks are bad, like the tanks suck and all. No, I really do feel like each one of the tanks that I play, and a lot of the other tanks, save for maybe like 1 or 2, a lot of them are really good now. A lot of them are really good. Like their team ups that they gave them, they flesh them out pretty well. I just wish that Doctor Strange was a little better. You can make them work, but since I play Mag and Emma, it's kind of hard to, finagle him into a comp when they're usually better in those kind of situations. I would use them in, but I still use Strange because he's still a good tank. I just wish he had that specialness in him to make him stand out and actually have a reason to pick him other than the portal. So then, all right, like DPS, I have a bone to pick with DPS. Now, DPS, I don't think any role is more important than support. And I'm going to get to support later, but DPS, you're supposed to be doing damage per second, meaning that you're supposed to be applying pressure. You're supposed to be flanking. One of you should be looking for, should be peeling for your healers. One of you should, like it shouldn't be unless like it's a Venom, and Venoms, I guess like they do it, they secure like the back line and the front line because they just don't die in Marvel Rivals anymore. So unless it's like a tank like that or like a Captain America or something, like you should, or an Angela, you should be peeling, and even with them. Like you shouldn't just leave it up to one person. You should actually, it should be like a situation by situation basis. If you see your healer over there struggling and Captain America is way over in the front line trying to distract their healers, don't turn your back and be like, oh, well, I hope that they survive. No, help them. Help. Another thing too, like sometimes the broad comp will work. Sometimes a full poke will work. Actually, a lot of the times. But if you're getting countered, switch. Just switch. I just don't understand why it's so. Look, this is the thing. All right, so Iron Man is my favorite DPS to play. But I understand he has clear weaknesses. So I understand that Iron Man has clear weaknesses. So when he's getting countered, like I'm talking about, okay, that Punisher, they have a Punisher and he literally just clipped me. Like he literally can aim, or they got a Phoenix or any character like Hela or any character like that, then I'm swapping off of Iron Man. I'm not gonna be like, well, I want to play Iron Man. This is my favorite. No, You swap. I was swap so quickly to who would I swap to if I was playing DPS and Iron Man? I think I would swap to Punisher or Star Lord. Most likely Star Lord though. You know. I just like how mobile he is. I hate that they nerfed him, but it's neither here nor there. It's just DPS. And this isn't exclusive to just this class, but it's very common. It's just you had the Moon Knights going 7 no and 9 by the end of the game, especially if they were the only ones in the negative. You know, I'm talking about both DPS. Like, you know, if the tanks, they're not in the negative. If the healers, they're not in the negative, but you're in the negative. And I understand that earlier I said, you know, stats doesn't always matter and blase. But stats do matter if you're going 7 and 10. Don't you? I feel like a lot of people get participation points for just shooting a target a little bit and somebody else killing them. So the fact that you are a DPS and by the end of the game you only have 7 kills but you died 10 times, that's not a good ratio. That's all I'm saying. So DPS do better. DPS players do better. Not all of y'all. Some of y'all really do switch and some of y'all really do play with the team, but the ones that are just so selfish and don't want to switch, they don't care how bad it they're doing. And a lot of them would just leave about the match. They'd be so embarrassed. Like if you say something, that's why I don't even say nothing no more because they already know. You know, I used to actually shame people. You know, I know that's not good. But you just get tired of that, especially when you ask them to switch and they don't. So at the end of the first round, I look at the scoreboard and you're like 0 and 6 or something crazy like that. I'm actually gonna put 0 and 6, bro. And that's all you gotta say. And then there you'll see such and such disconnected from the game. It's all like, dog, you is such a. So I don't even say nothing no more. You know what I'm saying? In fact, I don't know, man. I don't know, because sometimes you can use them as kind of like a distraction, you know, have them out there and then the enemy basically like bait. But other time they don't even make it to the point anyway. So they can't even be used as bait. So kind of like useless, you know? They're like the kind of people that get picked off on the way to the point over and over again by Spider-Man or a Black Panther or something, and just keep going the same way. Just keep going the same way every time. Or just don't even switch up their strategy or nothing. Just they know he's there, but just still doing the same thing. Those are those kind of people. So then support players, and I actually got really good at support first. That was the first role that I actually got really accustomed to, and I'm very good at keeping teams alive. Obviously, I am not the most high. No disrespect to him entirely, because I cannot give you invincibility. I can heal you. I can make sure that you're good in health if you're taking cover and all that. But if you're just standing out in the open, just taking a whole bunch of burst damage, not even trying to get out the way, hey, there's only so much I can do, bro. Just gonna be real. So with that being said, when I play support, I always try to heal first and foremost, but I do go for kills as well. But it has to make sense. A lot of support players I've noticed, like when a Black Panther or any kind of dive character, say like they're not very good or like they fail in killing any of the supports and they're kind of like wide open and they're running away. I've seen both supports chase after that magic or that other dive character, and then one of them ends up dying some way, shape or form, or both of them does, because it'd be a trap. A lot of people don't realize this, but when they're running back to their area, sometimes one of their teammates have already died. So while you're running back there trying to chase down the magic that, or any dive character, because they build armor through a lot of their evasion techniques. So you're chasing after them, they're gaining distance away from you. And even if you are like close to killing them or you will kill them, guess what? Somebody else from the other team was over there. And unfortunately, a lot of the times it's a hit scan. And if you know about supports, especially anybody under gold, they really struggle on 1v1 skirmishes. They always have to have somebody backing them up. So if you see like a support by herself and you're a hit scan, you can really, or a dive character at full health, you can really do them dirty. But I mean, so many more times, often than not, I'll get like other support players that try to play DPS, and then I'll be solo healing, and honestly, I'd be so offended if I have more than double the amount of heals that you have, and you aren't a substitute in a quick match or anything, especially if this is a comp match, because that means that you weren't even really trying to heal. Like say I only got like 15K heals or whatever, and I look how much heals you got. You got like 6 or 7K. It's all like, what are you doing? Why? And then I'm wondering why I'm sweating so much the entire match trying to keep everybody alive. Having a person die here and there. But then, sometimes depending on the other team, I can actually, kind of secure a team win. And then thinking about how easier it could have been if I had a support that was actually helping me. And then, I do get supports that actually know what they're doing. But in like certain ranks, especially like, I don't care. Like it got to the point, the reason why I got good at support, y'all, is because I didn't trust other supports. Every time I would tank, I wouldn't get healed. It got to the point, it was so obnoxious, y'all. I literally started typing in the chat, like, Doctor Strange doesn't auto heal. And then I would start getting heals. It's all like, are you serious? Why I gotta say that? Well, y'all really think that tanks auto heal, or like they just produce armor or something? Like, no, you need to heal us. All of us. Even the ones that do get armor like Venom and Thing and all that, you're supposed to heal us. Just not even just us, you're supposed to heal everybody, because same thing with DPS. I spend a lot of times, in between kills, or in between, basically shredding somebody's health down to the point that they retreat, but then I took damage. So instead of like my support healing me, a lot of the times they're trying to kill somebody, and then I have to run and get a health pack. And if they aren't very good at securing their own kill, then they die, and then we're out of a healer. When if they had healed me, I would have stayed and fended off that person. Because a lot of the times they just they don't look at the bigger picture. Sometimes, yeah, you got to, but I'm talking about like this person ain't even focused on them. Like they're focused on somebody else and they're just trying to kill that person or whatever for whatever reason. And instead of healing me, and then I could have helped you, you have me dash past you or run past you to a health pack. And then it's like, dog, like, I don't know. It just doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. And then you got people that play Adam Warlock. And I heard he's really good with Mantis. And I really do like the whole base, team up with, that Adam Warlock gives Mantis, where if she dies, like she can kind of like resurrect herself in a cocoon and all that. I really like that. But and it's on cooldown, so you can actually repeat it, so you can stay in the battle longer if you're good, or if you're lucky, whatever the case may be. But I do like that. But everything outside of that, I really cannot stand having Adam Warlock as another healer. But at the same time, and I know I just praised Mantis, and I pray Mantis. I do play Mantis, but the worst healer in the game are bad Mantises. The Mantises that cannot kill and won't heal. Those Mantises are the worst healers in the game. Can't come close. because you gotta have decent aim. You have to actually be getting some pretty good shots with Mantis to make it work. Because she doesn't have the kind of healing output to outlast like a full team fight where y'all just trading blows and shit. That's why you gotta go for headshots. She's very good at headshots. So she gets more damage or whatever. Like she's actually pretty strong if you can aim. So that's why I'm playing her too. But the thing is, a lot of people can't aim with Mantis. I really don't run into any good Mantises. I haven't in months really. And it's very unfortunate, like I said, because she is pretty good. But I pretty much, even when they got a Lord icon, like I'm pretty wary about them because a lot of them they don't be killing nothing. They be having single digit kills, and that's wild to me. You feel me? But it is what it is. So yeah, people just don't be knowing the role. Like they pretty much just pick whatever character that they really love or whatever, and it doesn't even matter the team comp. It doesn't even matter if they're getting countered. They just want to play their favorite character. Spider-Man just want to swing around and kill 3 people with his ult at a time, and then build his ult somehow, some way. I don't know. I don't play Spider-Man and I don't really like Spider-Man, but just stuff like that. Just a lot of selfish people that, they don't play for a team. They play for self. And then they get mad when they lose. It's all like, cause you think you're the star player and you're literally the weakest player on the team. But it is what it is. And moving on to my next point, people do be harassing you in this game. There's been a couple people that I beat, and I can't remember if we had words or not, but every time they see my tag, like they literally still hold like a grudge against me. They be typing little stuff here and there. They be trying to like cuss me out in the mic and all that. And it's all like, I don't even remember you. You know what I'm saying? Like the only reason why I know this is the case because I actually asked a couple of them like what's going on, and that's when they pretty much told me, they just didn't like me or whatever. But a lot of people can say I was a problem or whatever, but honestly, I really don't. I'm the type, I don't even have like you can't even message me on PSN or anything unless you're my friend. And I really don't even really type in comms like that unless like I'm asking you to switch. So it must have been like a time when I literally just cussed in the mic, which has only been like a handful of times, but because I really don't talk in Marvel Rivals at all. So that's probably what it was. But either or, that was so long ago because I haven't even spoke into the mic in a few seasons, and I still see these people, and it's not like 3 or 4 guys. It is what it is. But on the flip side, I have seen harassment towards gamer girls as well, or gamer women, whatever you want to call them. No disrespect, but I have seen harassment towards them where the second that they hear their voice, some dudes are like really creepy, like I don't know, just they're not really too graphic or anything because you could get reported for that, but you could just tell like the whole mood changes or whatever. It's just very strange because it's all like, dog, you're just playing the game, probably not even gonna play with her no more, and if you do, she's not gonna remember you. Just enjoy the game, try to win and all that. But some dudes just be weird and all that, and that just go to show like I really have heard. I mean, we all have. I'm not gonna say me, just me. I've heard it. We all have heard where women would say they're getting harassed in like gaming spaces or whatever, which is a shame. But I have heard it in Marvel Rivals as well, and it's a shame. But it's not common. Don't get me wrong. Like I don't think like everybody is on it, but I played it since season 0. I played Marvel Rivals since the end of season 0. I want to say maybe half a dozen instances I've heard, over like the mic or whatever. So it's not that common, but it is what it is. But past all that, like the EOMM, which is pretty much the engagement optimized matchmaking, where I don't really know exactly how it works. I read about it. So I mean, in theory, I guess like it pretty much is like it feeds your profile, your gamer tag, or your gaming information into an algorithm to give you matches to keep you playing longer. Like if you're like the person that will stay on every time when you win for a long time, just stay on, stay on, stay on, then they'll keep feeding you wins. But if you're like the kind of person where even if you lose, even if it's like a stomp fest, then they'll keep feeding you matches where you lose. And I guess like it's another thing where if you're overperforming in matches, they'll eventually start throwing teammates your way that aren't as mechanically gifted as you or, are on losing streaks. So it's just a mess. And I know people will probably be like, oh, all multiplayer games use this kind of model, to get more engagement out of the person that bought their game, to keep them, on the platform longer. But at certain points, it starts to become more about you playing me. Because like in fighting games, if I'm going against real people, maybe there are bots on there, probably is. But at the same time, if I have the skill to beat that caliber of player, I will. It's a one-on-one thing. So that's why I like fighters as well, because it's 1 versus 1. I'm new to this 6 versus 6, team stuff. So in a team-based game like this where multiple people can decide whether you win or lose, it just feels so, it doesn't really feel very skill-based, because I feel like if you're overperforming or if you're doing very good to the point where the game wants to actually put worse players on your team to kind of humble you, I think they should just redirect that into putting you in lobbies with other players that are actually trying to win. And I'm not even saying just on your team, but on the other team as well. I think they should just do that, because if they think about it, what's the point of ranked then? If it can be decided so easily, and I know people will be like, well, I can climb easily and all that there, but a lot of those people be playing with their friends in stacks. You feel me? So, and they be running like the cheapest characters. So, out here playing Gambit and Loki in their prime and all that, and then somebody else running like a super violent tank, wiping the floor with the other team. Yeah, I know about y'all tricks. But yeah, like it's just very discouraging, especially when you lose and you get like SVP, or you get like the most healing, or you defended, took like the most damage, like blocked the most damage, or even did the most damage. Maybe you had a triple or a quad. And when you lose and you see like you're the only team that actually did somewhat okay or even very good, it's very discouraging, because it's all like, dang, like if I only had like a decent team, or at least people that actually seemed like they wanted to try to win or more on my level, then I would have won or had a better chance to. But it just feel like the game just handicaps you on purpose in hopes of keeping you more invested in the game. But it's very difficult as well dealing with this matchmaking when there are so many throwers.
That shit is crazy. I really don't like that guy.
And that's exactly why the reporting system is a joke. And I'm explaining why throwers are still in the game. The most you'll get is like a 15-minute ban or whatever, which really isn't anything. So a lot of people would just quit. You can actually report people. I don't know if people actually get banned from the reports. But I mean, at the same time, if you get banned, I mean, just make another account. It's so easy to make another account across both platforms, probably PC as well. That's like the flaw where it comes to free to play games. So you can actually, I've reported people and they end up in my next game. So like you can report people and like 2 or 3 games later, they'll be on your team or on the opposing team. You know, and then on top of that, you can't even like your avoid list is on like 2 or 3 people, and then they just automatically remove people. And I don't understand, like, if you block somebody, that should make them that should like take them out of even getting matched up with you, period, like ever. But I guess that isn't the case. Like it's just so crazy. And I understand why they do it, because they feel like if they implement any kind of rules, you know, where people will get punished for this kind of behavior and actually, you know, not be able to play their game for whatever reason, that'll be less engagement for them and in turn less money. But at the same time, a lot of people, including myself, have gotten turned off from this game. I've quit the game like 2 or 3 times. I know I quit it season 2.5. Whenever the flyer meta was, I quit that because I couldn't aim, and I was just over it. You know, I was over it. I think they had nerf cloak and dagger too, and that was like one of the only people I was playing at the time. You know, I think I had just got a lord, but let's see, and then I quit again. I think around season 4.5 or season 5, somewhere around there. And then I came back around like season 7. I've been casually playing, you know, here and there, but it's a fun game. It's just the community just fucking sucks, man. Like,
Whoa, I think I just figured something out, Beavis. What? This sucks. Yeah, it really sucks. This sucks more than anything that has ever sucked before.
you know, from a lot of I ain't even gonna say content creators, because as I said, I don't really watch a lot of them. I just go off of like word of mouth. But I'm still not even gonna co-sign that because I haven't really seen it for myself. So I'm just forget about all that. I ain't gonna say content creators. Salute to y'all. But I will say, you know, the people in like the online forums, like Reddit, in the comment sections on YouTube videos, I mean, a lot of these people are bots. Let's be real, but at the same time, it's still annoying. You feel me? But a lot of these people are just degenerates. They're just degenerates, man. Like they throw for whatever reason. Oh, you ban my character, I'm throwing. And then you go to their profile, they got like 4 other lords. And they could have picked 3 other, you know, 3 of those lords. And it's all like, dog, like, are you serious? You feel me? Now I understand, like, especially like if you see somebody hovering over a character and you just opt to ban them, and then somebody else does as well, that really will tick you off. I get you, I see you, and I understand you. I'm not downplaying that. Don't think I'm diminishing you. But at the same time, bro, like those 2 people, it's 3 other people on the team. You feel me? Like, so that could be somebody's rank up game. Just think about that. You feel me? So and then you got people that are like literally troll you. Like they'll pick Jeff and like basically eat the team, you know, and then toss the team over the cliff, killing the team. You know, I've had that. I've had supports clearly have their alt, and then after the team dies, they activate their alt. It's just like stuff like that where you just notice, or people that don't even alt at all. They like literally just hold their alt the entire match. I've seen that. And usually it's a support player, which I don't understand at all. I've seen Gambits do it. I don't understand. But I don't know. It's just, and then, you know, tanks, because it'd be like y'all just run in and just get clapped, and then run in, clap, run in, clap. It's almost like you trying to make a song or whatever. Run in, clap, run in, clap. Like, I don't get it, man. Like, but yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say about it. Let me know what you think about this rant. Do you agree, disagree? You can actually just say what you like and what you don't like. It could be anything. They nerf your character, they buff somebody you hate, whatever the case may be. Let me know. And y'all know my slogan: keep your head low, keep your family close, subscribe for more. like the video, and share it to everybody that you know. Much love, everybody. Also, sometimes you just got to get away and be in a whole new environment. Sometimes the environment that you're in is toxic and is pretty much stunning your growth for what you were supposed to be, where you are supposed to be, and what you are trying to set out and accomplish. Keep that in mind. So sometimes relocation is the key, or maybe a vacation. It's your choice, but keep that in mind if you feel very stressed about your environment or you just feel trapped. Go visit a relative, go overseas, like a lot of people doing, or, just leave the state, leave the city, or leave the neighborhood. Just leave. Do it for your own peace of mind. Much love, everybody. Be safe. Crazy world out there. Face signing out.